Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program Colonization, Episode 8, which originally aired live on Twitch. It's too bad I don't have mech jeb still, because then I could calculate aero brake maneuvers, but whatever. Alright, eyeballing it. That looks good-ish. Wow, this craft, so easy to control now, because I have the advanced inline reaction wheels. It's a like I can I could just whip a nay-nay. Look at that. Ah, it's beautiful. All right, here we go. The deceleration burn. I still have 1700 delta V. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to adjust the inclination so that we're coming in over the desert launch site and also dip into the atmosphere. Now, MechJeb has a aero brake calculator, which will show you, it'll calculate given aero brake where you'll land, which would have been really nice to have. That way I could do very, very accurate landings. But it's, I mean, some of it is just skill and practice and experience for eyeballing it. So I'm going to quick save here. And let's start our re-entry. Point retrograde. Kill some more delta V. Actually, let me adjust this a little lower. A little higher. It's hard to eyeball it, right? What's my, okay, 180. This is not, I don't think we're going to get that close. This is not a great attempt. All right, point retrograde. I'm sort of curious if I can, I'm going to save again. If I can, nope, wait, slow down. What, application. No, we're moving too fast. I won't be that close. Here, let me load the quick save actually and start to retrograde burn earlier. One redo. Doesn't seem too bad. Use up all my fuel, so I wasn't going to get paid for it anyway. Hey, tactical contact. I'm glad I could be of some aid. All right. This is going to be sketchy. I'm going to try to keep the ship. I don't want to lose here because I will get refunded. It actually looks like I'm getting pretty close to desert launch site. I'm going to be a little short because of air braking, but it doesn't look so bad. So let's open up the temperature overlay. I bet I'll lose my... No, apparently I'm not losing my, Oh, God. Oh, God. What, Okay, no, we kept it. So the drag of my side engines was kind of a problem when re-entering, but we're good now. And there's the desert launch site. I can physically see it, so I feel like I got close-ish. All right, let me pop the... Oh, God, no, bad staging. I meant to keep those. So I'm just going to be bombing my landing spot. I wonder if I'm going to hit the desert launch site with those side engines. No, didn't go that far. And, ooh. Whatever. It's a difference of like a few thousand. It's really not that big of a deal. Hey, I can see the desert launch site. I'm just going to keep calling it by the wrong name, and we're good. Here's my little. Oh, this should be blinking. Blink on. There we go. Landing. I forgot to restage that, but given how fast we're coming in, I wouldn't have been able to keep those side rockets. This thing was too heavy. Cool. Well, there it is. Contract complete. Welcome back from the moon. 120,000, and then explore the moon. 150,000, and then return home. And the Munstone, I think I just need to recover. Mac and Squeaky, thanks for the bits. And Dennis, I'm excited. That was first moon landing. A big milestone. And now let's see if we can do it for money. 455 science earned. Yeah. Parts recovered. So I think I didn't get close enough to the desert launch site to unlock it. So we were still 63% to KFC. And whatever. I mean, our funds are as amazing, so that's not a problem. And then we got XP for both Jeb and Bob. Then the contract to bring the Munstone back is done because we brought it back. And all 4 missions are completed, and now we have almost a mil. With this, I am definitely going to get the R&D so that we can get surface samples. And then the rest of the money I'm probably going to sit on because there's nothing else that I really want to upgrade at the moment. Yeah. I either can't afford it or it's not necessary. So let's take a look at R&D. Let's take a look at the options. So we have heavier rocketry. Oh, I left that poll up. Why did I? Okay, whatever. Next, research. So heavier rocketry is exactly what it sounds like, just bigger rockets. Also, larger containers for storage, which is part of the colonization mod. Advanced fuel systems, which would be larger tanks. And then we've got advanced construction, which is a lot of construction parts that allows us to build more specialty rockets. I will include, forget aerodynamics. Is there anything in here that I care about? No, I really don't. Advanced landing. So the advanced landing is a larger heat shield or bigger parachutes and a better strut. Not super sexy, but it's an option. Specialized control is a larger inline reaction wheel. So if we needed that. I don't feel like we do, but who knows. Additional command modules. I'm going to leave this out only because I probably on this poll only have 7 slots. So then space exploration. And last but not least, let's put in miniaturization. All right, so there's the 7. And obviously we're going to be able to get a few of this. So while you vote on that, I'm going to take a look at the missions here. We have a mission to rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon, which would be a moon station. If I was to do this, I mean, there's not a whole, I mean, One of the reasons to do that would be if we were rescuing someone from orbit of moon, and then we rendezvous with the person that needs rescue. But no one currently needs rescue from the orbit of the moon. So then there are 2 missions, which is payday missions. It gives a little science, but not a lot. Which is to put satellites in a specific orbit. But I don't have a lot of scientific satellite tech, so that might not be done. I also have science data from the surface of the moon, which if we're going to do another moon landing, that is a no-brainer. There's this mission, which is for a lot of money, but it is a, grabbing... That's tough to do. That's actually really tough to do, because we would need to fly around the moon, and obviously there's an atmosphere, so planes are out. So I would say the next obvious thing here would be to... Well, so this is an unskippable. This is like a milestone of explore the moon. And then this here is a freebie of science data from the surface. And I'll have you vote on exactly which contract I pick up between a few. But it looks like space exploration is going to be one that I get, which gives me the experiment control. Got it. Then I still have more science. Heavier rocketry. We can grab. And miniaturization. And advanced construction. And then I have enough for like propulsion systems. Or aerodynamics. I'll go propulsion systems. So we've used up a whole lot of good stuff. So my next mission, my next space mission, is going to be a little bit different. But which mission should I prioritize? Orbit. The orbit rendezvous, or going back to the surface. So there it is. I kind of need to know. This will be a flash poll because I kind of need an answer before I build the ship for it. Do I like riddles? Nobody has gotten my riddle yet? No, I don't really like riddles. Plus, if I'm paying attention to Kerbal Space and chat, I don't really have a lot of mental processing for anything left. But you can ask chat if you'd like. Surface science looks to be the mission. Okay. Science data from surface. Cool. There is a stack separator that I could test on escape trajectory. But I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so let's build a surface grabber. But this, unfortunately, we are going to be changing it up because we're probably going to bring experiments. How about a dual mission, a Mun Lab, and a small lander that can resurface? So I could do that. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. but it won't fulfill the contract because the way these contracts work, the way the rendezvous in orbit, and let me just accept the rendezvous in orbit anyway because it's a milestone mission that I'm going to have to do eventually. It has to be 2 different crafts. So I can't separate them and then reconnect them because that won't count as far as I know. It has to be 2 different launches. So what I could do is I could leave something. I can leave something in the orbit of the moon, and then my next surface lander can connect to that something I leave in the orbit as a rendezvous, and then I can land for another surface mission. So that's what I'll do. That is cheaper and makes more sense. Yep. All right. I might go with a salamander pod because it fits 2 people. So that my ships won't be so ridiculously tall. But the salamander pod also is really wide, isn't it? What is... I could do it like this, where the science is in the... can you close the... I don't know if you can close the shroud, though. Because it's explosive doors. No, you can't do that. And that looks just downright dumb. No, all right, we're not going to go salamander pod, because I don't have the surface bays that are the right size. Okay, well, instead, I know it's a little strange that I'm building this from scratch, but given that we've already established sort of what works, it should be faster. The reason why, I'm going to want to bring cargo storage with me, because we are going to bring some experiments. We're going to bring the experiment control station, the goo monitor, and photovoltaic panels to set up on the surface of the moon, so that we get science over time. So that for that reason, I'm going to need to redesign it a little bit. But let me actually open it up to see if don't save if I can use some of it. That's what? That was weird. Because this is already tried and trusted. So I'm going to remove the launch there. The radial decouplers are going to be better than what I have here. So let me pull these off. And add radial decouplers, which are a little bit more elegant. One and two. And that is clearly upside down. Cool. All right. I don't need the antenna anymore. I'm not transferring science from anywhere to anywhere. I'll have to set up the asparagus staging, and then what else? So this is going to have a different name. So the Cheese Radar Deluxe. Okay, perfect. Save. Oh, you already exist. So this is the Cheese Radar Deluxe Mark II. All right. So let's see here. If we are going to leave something in the orbit of the moon, I'm going to design this a little bit differently. So the top here is going to be a stack separator, or actually a decoupler. A small one. That's a stack. I don't have a small decoupler. Darn. Really? Why not? Fine, a stack separator, because, you know, I love my space debris. And then, let's see. What can I stick on this that would be meaningful? Probably nothing. So what I'll do is I'll put a little clampatron, and then this technically will be our first satellite. It's going to be a very nothing satellite. But what we could do is it could be a satellite that gives us some communications, I guess. So it'll be like a very basic communication satellite. So let's set that up. So here's a little clampatron that I can clamp to it for when I return. And then we're going to want some sort of probe control. And then I'm not even going to need a shroud. Let's do a little inline reaction wheel. Maybe a tiny little fuel tank. Well, that's not tiny. That's still not tiny. Can I get a tiny fuel tank? Do I not have tiny fuel tanks? No. Maybe I don't? Let me look at them by mass. No, I really don't have... Alright, so here the Oscar fuel tank. A spark engine, and then let's put a few Oscars. A service bay? Do I have a tiny service bay? No, I don't. I have a shroud module. Okay, so instead, scratch that. Instead, let's slap some batteries on here. And then stick some photovoltaics. All right, last but not least, so that I can dock with it, lights. And then what's going to happen is the stack separator will go, and then this part here will be a satellite that we leave in orbit of the moon that we can then dock with in the future. And all I'd need to do on my next ship is to replace the stack separator with a dock, with a clampatron, and then we can clamp to it. You know what? It needs RCS. And an antenna. Yeah. So let's do both RCS and antenna. Speaking of RCS, let's get rid of the monopropellant that I have in my other ship. So how are these different? All right, let's do a thruster block. And then put the lights here. I'm worried that those lights block the panels, but whatever. Enough panels will have vision of the sunlight. And then rip this off and put monopropellant in. Is this a monoprop tank? No, this is a regular tank. Where's my monoprop? So these two are monoprop tanks, so I could do it like... Oh god, that's ugly. I love it! It's like I'm pooping a turd. All right, so now we have some monopropellant in here, which will be helpful. I'll put the monoprop here. There we go. And then batteries. Maybe I could take a smaller battery bank. There's not a lot of power that this thing requires. Oh, that's the smallest. I'll put one of these ring batteries, or maybe 2 of them. Speaking from experience, the RCS blocks are best used at center of mass. And there we go. So this will disconnect here, leaving a little RCS, and all I need is the antenna now. So I think what I'm going to do is get rid of more redesigning. I'm sorry. Get rid of all of this here, replacing it with just batteries. Because I'll use monopropellant as my means of propulsion. Oh, but that's where my RCS block should go. All right, RCS block. And then on the top here, communications. I bet the best thing I have is high gain, which will then get deployed like that. I'll probably launch with it deployed. Actually, what's better between these two? Short ranges. Okay, yeah, this one's better. Whoa, Jesus. Okay, chair. What is RCS? Reaction control thrusters, or reaction control systems. Oh, I like the little... Let's go with those styles. Cool. All right, save. So the satellite part is ready to go. And then down here, we are going to need to put in the storage units to store our experiments. So I'm going to have 6 of them. We're going to put in experiment control in here, photovoltaics in here, all right, so this storage unit is full with experiment and photovoltaics, and this one got emptied. All right, more photovoltaics, and then the goo monitor, and then how do I make this 2? I don't know how to do that. Oh, maybe just put another one in. Okay, and then 2 of those. 2 of the EVA repair kits. Just in case, but also to balance. Or actually, EVA experiments kits. Let's do one of those. It's dead. Well, let's do 2 of those. I don't think I've ever used them. Okay, cool. There we go. So we have some basic experimentation kits. Save. And the service bay is all set with everything. I don't think we have any new science items. No, we don't. So that's all set, right? And all we need to do now is to slap on the thruster block. There's a little bit of clippage. As you can see, it's clipping into these side rockets. So I'm going to adjust these side rockets up a bit. It's hard to get it the same height. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so that looks right. It's strutted. Then the other thing I need to do is strut to the center. Maybe I'm actually going to strut to... Oh, that's a 6. Strut to the satellite up here, just for stability, so that this center tower thing doesn't break. We did get better rockets in the last research, yeah. But not better thrusters. So then, somewhere in here... Engines. So we were previously using the Skipper, which is a 6,650 kilonewton thrust in vacuum. You know what? Actually, that... So the mainsail and the mainsail is more powerful, but I'm not entirely sure it's necessary because the Skipper was fine. We do have a larger booster now, but I'm not going to add them. So I think this is all set. Thrust weight ratio 1.55. Yeah, the thrust to weight ratio is fine. Some of the staging is screwed up though. Some of the I haven't asparagus staged it. So let me fix the asparagus staging. So the first stage is the two solids, and then after that it is this whatever it's called, this Skipper. So the two sides get shed. Those were the sides. Whoops. Yep, okay. And then the Skipper. And then after the Skipper, it's going to be all 4 of these little terriers. And then arbitrarily 2 of the terriers first, and then 2 terriers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bury the the stack separator at the top, and then manually separate that when I want to deploy the satellite. So the asparagus staging here goes like that. Something weird happened. What was with that symmetry? Okay, that worked. So now they're asparagus staged. Those go to those. Good. And then this here is wrong. This goes down there. All right, I think it's all staged now. It would be cool to see the mainsail. Okay. I'll do the mainsail. It's just a little tricky to stick a mainsail in here after the fact, but I will attempt. You can see why it's a little annoying. Come on, fuel tank, snap. 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 Why aren't you snapping? Nope. Because once you have these side boosters, it's so hard to... Okay, I'm just going to have to remove the sides then. Yoink. Yoink. And this is why I didn't want to do it, because if I'm having the mainsail, I'm probably going to want more fuel for it. But one of the things I can actually do, let me get rid of these, is because these weren't staged, I can actually simplify this. So here's the mainsail, which is just by itself has enough thrust to weight to get us off of Kerbin. And then let me use the radial decouplers. I'll rotate 6. And then we'll add the new solid boosters. These thoroughbreds. Nice. Great. My thrust to weight is ridiculously high. Let's lower these a little bit. Wow, that's almost perfect. All right, and then for aerodynamics, we'll add nose cones, not that it's necessary. 6-fold strut. Let's strut these sides together. And then we'll add fins last. So then inside to the thoroughbreds. Nice. All right, the thrust to weight ratio here is too high. Oh, they gimbal too. Dang. How expensive are they if they gimbal? What is the price difference? I mean, I'm not too concerned, but these are 6,000 a piece. These are 9,000 a piece. Oh yeah, that's reasonable. Let's do a thrust limiter of 85%. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Save. And now fins. Tail fins. Although these engines gimbal, which is going to be infinitely more controllable. All right, there we go. How's this look? Have I missed anything? Can you think of anything that I've obviously forgotten? I think we're good. Bill and Valentina, a different crew lineup. Reaction wheel upgrade? No, I have the advanced inline stabilizer, and that's pretty much all I really want. I don't even have a better one, so yeah. Did I leave a reaction wheel in here? For this? Yeah, okay, there is a reaction wheel on the satellite. Good. I think we're good. Okay, save. We have our crew set up. We have our cargo. Oh, you know what? We have a little bit more cargo that we can bring. So let's take a look here. We have EVA repair kit. I'll bring a stack of 4 of them in the lander can, and then we have let's do photovoltaics. So the current mission here is to deploy MUN, SAT, and land, surface land. So we have a tiny little satellite at the tip of this rocket that we're going to deploy in orbit. Okay, everything should be all set. Yep. So we go, right? I'm so unsure of myself. Let me make sure that my action groups are still... Okay, so the lander legs are still good. The lights are still good. Yeah, we're good to go. As far as I can tell. Let's launch. Hey, look what I have. Cheers, everybody. Drinking on the job. Yoda looks honestly concerned. Look at this. Are you concerned that I'm drinking on the job, buddy? Don't be. Daddy's good. Oh, this ship, I also don't have the launch arms. No shroud cover for the set? Yes. Well, now I know I need one, because it just broke. Thanks, Sping Face. Well, let's see. Payload. Oh god, that is big. This is why I didn't want it, because it's so big. But okay, okay. And actually, you know what I could do is... No, that should be alright. Save. And this shroud cover should be there. Launch. Yeah, now this this rocket looks like a kind of like a KKK wizard. Perhaps I should have changed the color of the shroud. Maybe I do that. No, honestly, it doesn't even... That's not even what it looks like. It just looks like it's barbed. Or something, I don't know. Can you paint shroud covers? I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, you can. Perfect. Okay, let's do that. Antenna comes off. I like the orange Halloween one. Okay. Antenna goes in. There we go. Now it's like it looks like a armor-piercing missile. Where's that? There's the shroud cover. Save and launch. How you doing, buddy? Good boy. Yeah, it looks like a uranium-tipped bullet or something. All right, let's see if it breaks. That's the next question. The shroud should keep the antenna intact, but then the other question would be, despite that, do we have any, explosive problems? Up, and away. Nope, seems to be holding up, which is great. Gonna do my tilt to 90. Due to the gimbaling of the thoroughbreds and the tail... Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Uncontrolled tilting. Okay, I got it under control. We're good, we're good. I tilted too quick. But yeah, due to the gimbaling and the tail fins, I have a remarkable amount of control considering I'm basically just one giant explosive projectile. Yep. Okay, heat's not too bad. Don't hit anything. Oh, good. Okay, so Apo's great, and we already have quite the wide orbit. Let's add a maneuver to circularize. Glorious. And quick save. As soon as we're out of the atmosphere, I can lose the protective shell. I think we're pretty much high enough, so boom. Protective shell gone. Okay, so here's the mainsail. Packs a hell of a punch. Yeah, we're going back to the moon, baby. All right, burn time 46 seconds. So T minus, let's say 30. I will start the burn. Dirty Mike, thanks for the resub. I am doing well. I'm doing quite well. How about yourself? Okay, here we go. Now this mainsail here, a lot more thrust, over twice the thrust of my last one. Which is also why I added another Rockomax fuel tank. So that we can, you know, it makes sense. My thrust to weight ratio is ridiculously high, almost 2. And circularization is going to be fast. One of the benefits of this is it's over-engineered, but because it is very, very fast, I can do MUN missions over and over and over, even with the ridiculous monoprop satellite that I've got here. And that weird camera change indicates that I'm now orbiting. Done. MUN's the target. Add a maneuver. Hello, MUN. I would like to intercept you. What's going on? I was just timing it wrong. All right, let's go for a periaps of about 100K. And that's where we'll release our satellite. Okay, 102K. Quick saving and warp to next maneuver. You love this rocket, Cheese? It's ridiculous. It's all sorts of ridiculous. My inline reaction wheels are having a hard time trying to get this thing lined up. But we're doing it. All my rockets are honestly over-engineered ridiculousness. If I was to make and design like a really elegant rocket, it would probably take me all stream. And is that interesting? I highly doubt people want to see me. Oh, God, that is not my transfer node. I am an idiot. That's retrograde. Span. Span. That was like the exact opposite direction I should go. I'm gonna abuse the time warp bug. Boop. Burn. Okay, so this isn't perfect, but like, you know, mistakes were made. Beer was involved. Cheers. So this is a 2-part mission. This mission puts a satellite into orbit around the moon and then lands on the moon. And then the next part of the mission will retrieve that satellite. Or dock with it. And probably leave it there. Because it is a, you know, it's a useful communication satellite that I can use. Yeah, I definitely have enough rocket fuel that I don't care that I blasted the wrong way for a second. I caught it really, really, really fast, to be fair. I noticed within seconds of doing it wrong. All right, periaps of 63K. I'll correct that. By... Nope. Because I do want to be at a roughly 100. Now, satellite, if this was a ground scanning satellite, it would make a lot more sense to have it in a polar orbit, but it is not a ground scanner, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so what I just did was I thrust limited my mainsail to 1%. Or 0.5%, so that I can feather this next part. Because this is just too much power. Otherwise, you know, it'd be like telling a Lamborghini to move like a millimeter an hour. It just can't. It just can't. All right, so this is a tiny micro adjustment. All right, that's probably good enough. What is my periaps? 92K? That's perfect. Let's quick save and warp to here. And then all the delta V of this mainsail can be used to Can you stop warping? Thank you. Warp to here. Ow! Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna quick save. The game hiccuped and made me like warp way past what I meant to. Cause, you know, things. And Big B, thanks for the follow. Alright, warp to here. Hands off. I'm not gonna overshoot it this time. That was way over warping. We should be able to see the moon. There it is. Alright, stop warp. So the next maneuver here is going to be... Let's actually try to get as close to 100k orbit as possible. Just for the challenge, I guess. So... Adjust... I would like an 100k perfectly equatorial orbit, if possible. Alright. I'm not going to adjust my, my engine thrust limiter. Let me save. How's my power doing? I have really dinky solar panels on this thing. Oh, my electric charge seems fine. I have a lot of batteries. I simply cannot center on that node. I'm trying. I'm like holding the right keys. Here we go. Okay. Warp to next maneuver. I'll burn a little early. Shouldn't be that much of a problem. What is going on with my orbit? The heck was that? Cursed much? One meter over. All right, that's good enough. All right, next maneuver here. Add maneuver. Circularize. All right, so 100. Okay, that's just about circular. I'm gonna have to change the thrust limiter. Let's put it to 25%. That should be good. And quick save again. And just a reminder, I have to drop off the satellite as part of the rendezvous. So warp. So I'm trying to put the satellite in a 100k equatorial orbit. That's what I'm going for here. And that should be very easy to then re-rendezvous with it, because it's flat and easy to rendezvous. I don't see that there's any inclination here, but I'll check for inclination after this transfer is done, which would be a tilt. But either way, I'm up for rendezvousing with a tilted orbit if need be. It's not really any different. Okay, that's about perfect. My inclination is 1.8 degrees. So I'll fix the inclination because I can. Okay, so that next maneuver is an inclination of 0.1 degree. And then that's enough of me being, you know, finicky about the importance of like a nice orbit. This is a good practice. If I ever take a mission that requires me to put a satellite in a specific orbit of anything, this is good practice for such a mission. All right. Good enough. So what is my current inclination? 0.1? Perfect. It's almost perfectly circularized. So at this point, let me save first just in case because I'm paranoid. We are ejecting the satellite. So here is the satellite, and this satellite is going to be given a new name. So rename vessel. This is a probe, and it is the Dirty Mike Yo MK1 relay. There it is. That's all it is. I'll turn the lights off. I don't need the lights on. I'm going to adjust it so that it's vertical. That way it gets good sunlight. And we have... Oh, hey buddy. Now we have a satellite in orbit around the Mun, which I can then rendezvous with because it has a dock port. And the reason I put a lot of RCS fuel in it is so that this satellite, which is going to be a lot easier to control for docking purposes, will be the thing that docks with the vessel that comes to dock with it, rather than the big ship here, which is not going to be able to dock nice at all. All right, next, let's aim retrograde and land in this crater. Unfortunately, that crater... how much time do I have? Oh, I have plenty of time. I'm going to orbit once. We'll just take an hour. And I'm going to land in this crater here. I think this is Twin Crater. Doesn't really matter what it is. But I turned on my flag overlay so I can see the flag of the far side crater. Basically, I just don't... Anywhere but the far side crater is fine. Now, there's not a lot of fuel left in my mainsail stage, but I'm going to use whatever's left to line myself up for a landing in this this crater. Doesn't matter which way the antenna points. Not sort of, but not really. Oh, it looks like my stream reset. Let's hope that isn't the case. All right, let me line up for this node. No? Okay. Then my info got all messed up. It said that I had no viewers. It's fine. Thank goodness. All right. Burn time, 26 seconds. I still have the thrust limiter, but that's good. I want a limit. All right, burning. So not only am I slowing down, I'm also pointing myself towards the... What crater is this? I'm going to look it up real quick. Sorry. Mun biomes. There's actually a way to do this in console. This is the twin crater. Okay, I was right. It's been a while. So somewhere in the twin craters. Okay, I'm nice and lined up. Let's quick save again. And then I'm going to wait until I'm hovering over the twin craters. And now, as you can see, this relay satellite is helping to relay my communications from my little ship that doesn't have a satellite. It sort of has a built-in satellite in the pods, but not really. And relaying it back to Kerbal Space Center. So as you can see, I have high signal strength as a result. Which is the green lines there. So the relay is working in case I ever need to use it. All right. I have not enough fuel to do a complete stop in this crater, but I have a bunch of fuel, so I'm going to use what's left in the mainsail stage. So I'm going to wait until I'm directly overhead the twin craters, about now, and then burn as much of the horizontal velocity as I can to bring me down into twin craters. So the blue line is the predicting place where I land, and as you can see, burning all this horizontal velocity is going to bring me smack dab in the middle of the twin. No problem. So a strong signal strength. So the way signal strength matters is if you have an unmanned vehicle, you need signal strength back to Kerbal Space Station in order to be able to communicate, right? Because otherwise you can't pilot your probe. And then if you want to transfer science, and that's that. Bye-bye. Nope. There. Bye-bye. Okay. Yes, and then if you want to transfer science remotely, you need signal strength for that as well. So right now, as you can see, my signal strength is terrible. It's 19%. And that is because the satellite, I'm not that close to the satellite anymore. And this little craft here doesn't have an antenna or anything like that. What is my elevation? 28,000. So let's center up as much as we can. So we're coming straight in. There, that looks, no, nope, not quite. I'm trying to get the green X right over the north pole of the nav ball so that we know we're coming straight in. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program Colonization, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell,